What's poppin', Patriots?
Chat, we're live. We're live,
It's me,
everybody.
Magamau.
Hey,
YouTube
what's
claims we're
up, guys?
live. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, a real American, back in with a new stream, and, well, this has been a very eventful week, hasn't it? It's definitely been a week of our time. I mean, it's not even been, has it been 48 hours? No, it hasn't.
It's been like 45 hours, I'd say.
Yeah, so late. Yeah, I know I'm late. Sorry about that. We gotta be late again. We were early the last couple of days, but you know what? We're back to being late. So
He's earned it. He's earned being late by a minute.
this has been certainly a week of our time, and we did finally get a very positive update today with the Charlie Kirk shooting. Now, before we start, guys, make sure to like, share, all that stuff. You know the drill at this point, not gonna really harp on it. Send super chats if you want questions answered. A couple super chats to read. Henna Hooker stand for 10. We need to pray for God to give President Trump and his admin the courage, knowledge, discipline, and intuition to do the right thing on how to fix his country. We need Christ now more than ever. I agree. A glitch EV for 2. Democrats are falsely claiming he was a Republican. Oh, we'll get to that. I'm getting sick of the same people every time. American Nerd for 5. As a Defense Department guy from 2003 said when they got Saddam, we got him. Did Spencer Cox say the same thing? Kind of. We got him.
Yeah.
He literally did. Yeah, he came out and said, we got him. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a common thing people say, though. Like, that,
Yeah.
they almost always say that when they find a suspect.
It wasn't just, I don't know if Bush popularized it, but I think he did, actually.
I think he did.
Most of these cases say that now, like, right when they come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, a lot of schizophrenics in the world.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we have a lot to talk about. So the big story of the day by far is we caught the son of a bitch. Let me pull this up. His name was Tyler Robinson, right? Yeah.
Robinson, yeah.
Robinson. We found him. Let me pull this up. Right here. Where's it at? Shit.
Also, I'd just like to disavow, don't do what those mega boomers are doing on Facebook and spamming the kids' parents' Facebook saying, it's like they turned them in. They did what they were supposed to do, you know?
Yeah,
like,
the only reason we got him is because of parents, because I think his dad detained him, like tackled him or something.
Yeah.
So, it's a 22-year-old Tyler Robinson of Utah. He's now in custody for the involvement in the assassination of Charlie Kirk, and you could tell from the shoes and stuff that this was the shooter. This was more than likely the shooter, and we have a lot to talk about because it's sounding like this goes deep. This sounds like this is a big conspiracy, not just one person involved. We're getting reports that there are a bunch of Discord chats. That's what I heard, right? Like there's a lot of Discord chats. A lot of people are involved. It's a lot happening. And I should, before I forget, guys, before I continue, listen, condemn the violence. Listen, it doesn't matter, yes, it's horrible that Charlie Kirk died, but do not commit acts of violence. Don't. I condemned this yesterday. I can condemn it again. Do not do violence. I condemn that crap immediately. Because here's the truth. These people want violence. These people want, the country to burn. Do not commit violence whatsoever. All right? I think everybody here could condemn that, right? Right? Surely. Thank you. And Tyrone just joined. Tyrone?
I've been here for 3 minutes, dude.
I just saw you.
I've been here for 3 minutes. I just stealth joined.
Oh gosh. Dustin Carter for 2. Will this lead to war? The heartbreak is deep. We'll get to that. I don't think so, but Anarchy for 5. Even if he was a Republican, who cares? Worst TDS sufferers are Republicans. Oh, we'll get to the Republican stuff in a second. He's not. American Nerd.
Someone's already claiming that he donated $225 to Trump's 2020 election,
well, okay.
Which
we don't even know. There's a bunch of Taylor Robinsons in Utah. We don't know. And that's a very Republican part of the state. So people are going to say, oh, but it was the same guy. I'll prove that even if he was that donor, which we don't know. like, remember back in 2022 or last year, they tried to claim that Crook's a Republican or something.
I think he technically was a registered Republican,
Yeah,
but
that doesn't
even
matter.
then, yeah.
Hey, who gives a shit? American Nerd for 5 from Kelvin Coolidge Project, a Secret Service agent who openly celebrated Charlie Kirk's death, has been suspended and is expected to be fired soon. Good. That's the one thing I'll give the Trump admin credit for. They're cleaning house right now. They're firing everybody. Everybody's getting fired.
Jasmine Crockett has claimed that the shooter was a registered Republican. Like, what the fuck? Just
Okay, let's
stop this.
talk about this. So, we don't even know the same Tyler Robinson, and even if he was, doesn't this actually hurt their cause even more? Because that donation was back in 2020, right?
It's entirely possible he was a Trump supporter in 2020 and then got radicalized in the 5 years since then.
Yeah, Matt Walsh brought that up, actually. I'm going to pull up his tweet, because it's a perfect tweet, because it encapsulates why this is not the own Democrats think it is.
In fact, the same could even apply to, like, Thomas Matthew
Mark
Crooks.
my fucking words.
Thomas
Mark my
Matthew Crooks
fucking
could have
words.
been a
I
Trump
want you
supporter in
guys.
2020, and then, yeah.
What, Tyrone?
I want you guys to listen closely. Every time a leftist has defamed someone as a fascist, led directly to this with that bullet that said, "Hey, fascist, catch this."
Exactly what I've been saying.
Exactly. This is where the past 10 years of everything has gone.
When Dems consistently promote this idea that Republicans are a neo-Nazi fascist like cult that is destroying America, eventually people are going to do this shit. I've been saying this the past couple days. This is a direct result of Dem messaging.
He was 22 years old. The narrative has been out there for 10 years. This guy has been exposed to that shit since he was 12 years old. We're at a point where people are now being exposed to that, have been exposed to that rhetoric
for a decade
since their youth days. And now that they're adults who are capable of buying firearms, buying ammunition, transporting themselves, having their own individual agencies and freedoms, they can go and do this shit if they genuinely believe that shit. This is where the past decade of this fucking social media guerrilla campaign of half the country being fucking finally starting.
Anyway, if you want to know why all these people are celebrating, you want to know why all these public figures are getting backlash for condemning it from their audience, it's because the way this audience sees it, the person that they're watching, they've been saying for months that, like, Trump is a Nazi, he's a fascist, he's destroying democracy. So then when someone takes into action what they would do in a situation where there was a fascist or a Nazi in charge, they act like, why are you condemning that? A Nazi's dead. Like, that's what the audience is. This isn't the audience's fault. They're just stupid. These people don't have fucking agency, okay? They're dumb. They just repeat what these narrative talking heads say. These narrative talking heads know these people aren't fascists. They know Trump's not a fascist. They know Charlie Kirk was not a fascist. If they thought he was, they wouldn't be condemning this.
Yes,
but they are.
And people understand.
And they are fucking doing this for money. They are continuing to spread this message because it gets them good views, it gets them good money, and this is a fucking problem. This is a fucking problem with our country.
We'll get to that Democrat stuff for that exposed the line about that stuff. But, like, guys, here's the problem. When you say somebody's a Nazi for 10 years straight, every single day, which, by the way, I'm actually looking at this. I began to catalog, quotes, statements, and all that stuff from Democrats, the media over the last 10 years. You can look this up, okay? In Rachel Maddow, in January 2018, because I want to bring this as an example, she talked about Trump around 55 times per segment, all right? In January 2018, Obama in 2013 only 4 times. So for years now, every single day, these people are told Orange Man bad, every second. Like, at some point, it's like, it's clear that's gonna have an impact on schizophrenics. Yeah, that's gonna have an impact on the people, because when you keep telling everybody that this guy's a fascist or a Nazi, what do you think people are gonna think?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like,
that
guys,
he's a fascist or a Nazi.
And
this has all been accounted for, by the way, just to make it explicitly clear. Not only do they know what they're doing by exposing people to this, why else do you think they've been so adamant about letting the mentally ill and the psychologically unstable out on the streets, feeding them this information as well? They want a reign of terror. They literally they know what they are doing by bombarding the mentally unstable every day, years on end, with propaganda stating half the country are evil fascists who want to fucking murder them. They know exactly what they've been doing. This has all been part of the plan from the fucking beginning. Maybe not with the low level pundits like CNN reporters, because they're a bunch of fucking idiots. But the people who write this shit, the people who are invited to these closed door meetings at Democratic Party donor dinners and shit, they know exactly what the fuck they've been doing. Don't think for a fucking second none of this hasn't been coordinated. This has all been the mutually understood conspiracy, not like, oh, they're talking actively. Like, this has been a Machiavellian-esque conspiracy since day one, since Donald Trump announced he was running for office. And now one of the most prominent conservative influencers in the country has been assassinated by a 22-year-old who has been poisoned by this well since he was 12 years old. And his parents have said it. His family has said it. It's extremely apparent if you are an internally online person like myself who has not been a day offline since I was 9 years old. It's extremely apparent to guys like me that, yeah, this guy was exposed to this poison from the absolute get-go.
Yeah,
he's fucking crazy. The Democratic Party promotes these crazies. And they know that if they feed these crazies enough shit like this, they're going to go out and remove their opponents for them. And that's what we mean by they are the enemy of the country. They are the enemy of the republic. They are the enemy of the American people, because they want crazy people going out there killing randoms because of self-perceived fascist identity or whatever. I finished my case.
Yeah, I mean, like, Matt Walsh brought up a good point, because the whole argument now is, well, his dad was a Republican, which for Utah, who gives a shit? Most Democrats in Utah are Republicans. Let's cut the shit. That's just a fact, because that's how they do in Utah. But even if he was a Republican, that makes your case even worse, because 5 years ago, if this is true, he was a Trump supporter, okay? But then he went to university, which now, dad Republicans exposing that I think it's Utah State, I think it was, he went to? Anyone know for sure?
If he was from Washington County,
Let me pull this up, because dad Republicans exposing, like, I forgot which university it is in Utah, because it's not BYU.
Well, St. George, there's Utah Tech, which I think used to be like Dixie State or something.
I don't think it's that one. He went to, oh gosh, I'd say, okay, so it was Utah State he apparently went to. And dad Republicans been cataloging this. And in 2019, the Utah State University officially accepted a new student club, the Young Democrat Socialists of America. Well, we don't know for sure if he's involved in this, fine. But before he went to university, he was normal. He possibly supported Trump. I don't know. But at the same time, after 4 years of college, suddenly he's this. And by the way, for those who are saying, oh, but we have no proof he's a leftist, look at his engravings on the unfair castings.
I want you to say to my fucking face, hey fascist, catch this, brand rights, etc., etc. No, that's all very, very fucking clearly planned. That's all very clearly, explicitly. He has an identity he leans towards.
Yeah. And apparently there's some speculation going around that he was involved in some discords that have a bunch of Antifa influence. I don't know for sure, but guys.
Apparently he was the president of his university's DSA for a year.
Again, we cannot confirm it. We cannot confirm any of this right now, because maybe it's
would you be surprised?
I wouldn't be shocked at this point. But at this point, guys, like this makes it even worse for Dems, because this guy was totally normal before he went to university. On all accounts, he was like a 4.0 GPA, he got a fully paid scholarship, all of that. But now he's going around killing Charlie Kirk and calling him a fascist. And apparently, I think Spencer Cox said that they have evidence that he hated Kirk, he disagreed with his politics and stuff. Who does that sound like to you? Does that sound like some conservative Trump supporter? Fuck no. The average Trump supporter loved Charlie Kirk. So it's insane. It's utter insanity.
I disagreed with Charlie Kirk on most things, and I still loved him because he was a conservative, God-loving man. I'm sorry. There's no way you can justify this at all with him being a rightist, unless in the extremely, and I mean extremely unlikely case, he's one of those. extremely like hardcore, far dissident right Groiper anti-Zionist types who thinks that the world is run by Israel or whatever, in which case you're already fucking gone and you should have been put in that little fucking asylum long ago.
I mean, but even then, it's like he's literally attacking him for being a fascist. Does that sound like a right winger to you? Fuck
that doesn't
no.
even sound like a Groiper.
No. I mean, like, okay, enough that, like, we get the point, like, you know, it's not a far-right person. It's a leftist. And look at the other quote. I think it's Italian. I think it is, right? Oh, Bela,
yeah.
Like, that's an anti-fascist.
I think it's Bela Ciao, something. I don't know what it means.
I believe that's an Antifa chant.
It's an Antifa. It's an Italian Antifa song.
And apparently Antifa used this a lot. I'm sure, guys, that he was this far-right guy. They're full of shit. Everything we could tell, he was leftist. That went to university. He was not insane beforehand. Went to university, lost his mind. Daniel Holland for 2. Hey Rap, I love you, my man. Keep it up, thank you. Richard Head for 5. Moderate Republicans like Katie Britt and Deep Red State to be primaried. Hers and Mike Johnson's weak in response is insulting and spineless. Yeah, that's pretty pathetic. Our Dog Show for 5. Just join the stream, hear about the barbecue business owner who celebrated. Then the barbecue place claimed they fired him, but he's the owner. I saw that. It's pathetic. They're saving their own ass. Alex Maddox for 5. I've been so sad since this happened. Fuck these people celebrating Kirk's death. The Nazi language was bound to lead to this. Shooter was evil. Yep. Chance Razor for 10. Fetterman and Schenck gave better statements about Kirk than Massey. Let that sink in. I have disagreements with them, but at least they know how to read the room. Massey's gone that far off the rails. F him. Oh, Poser Tubbs. I mean, you probably killed his career yesterday.
I know. This is my most. I never thought I'd do it. I'm the second. I'm not the first person from Twitter to kill a congressman's career. If you know, you know.
Base Southerner.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who I actually know personally, but I'm not going to get into details.
I mean, guys, for those that don't know, Thomas Massey blamed Trump for this. He's saying Trump's rhetoric. What?
Yeah, does it sound like somebody that's going to win a primary he's so popular in his district?
Musk may not back him anymore. That's how bad this was. Saying Slave for 5. The leaders of Democrats know Trump isn't a fascist. Look how they reacted to Trump winning in 2024. But they are explaining the weak-minded. Yep. American Nerd for 5. FBI Director Cash told the press conference to my friend Charlie Kirk. Rest now, brother. We have the watch. I'll see you. Oh gosh, I saw that. The Valhalla stuff. That was stupid. I'm getting so sick of Patel.
I was about to say, honestly, at this point, fire Patel. What the fuck is Patel doing?
He's on
Kirk said he wanted to be remembered for his Christian faith above all else, and then he fucking says the most cringeworthy Norse pagan shit. He doesn't even do his fucking job effectively.
I mean, the FBI fucked up.
At his job. The FBI fucked up. It was local law enforcement who got on top of this. The FBI should be the premier law enforcement agency in the country being able to handle shit like this, high-level political assassinations, and it took local law enforcement to do it. Like, it should be local law enforcement cooperating. It should be local law enforcement cooperating with the FBI, not the other way around.
And it took
don't hire YouTube podcasters or Rumble podcasters to run the FBI, please. I said this yesterday. Fire Patel.
I can't believe that. Me and others went to bat for him, and he freaking did that shit. What the hell?
I can't be mad at Bongino too terribly much because he's at least kept his mouth shut throughout all this. Maybe it's time to replace Patel with Bongino.
I mean, Bongino I don't think's a problem.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Bongino's not an issue. He'd probably be more competent directly.
At least he was in the Secret Service. Like, I think he knows what he's doing. Okay. Eric for 5. I kept taking credit for saying Massey would become the next Amash, but I'll now admit I was wrong. He's the next Liz Cheney. Yeah, he's worse.
Like the libertarian Liz Cheney.
He was a field officer for the Bongino was a field officer for the NYPD for 4 years, and then he joined Secret Service as a special agent, and he was W and Obama's personal protection.
Okay. Tomato for 5. Crooks a shitlib based on all his arguments at Gab. Robinson's a leftist gamer radicalized a Reddit and Discord based on all the shell cases. Oh, we got some big news on that. They released some stuff. We'll get to that in a second. And alright, for 5. YouGov poll. 77% of Republicans believe it is always unacceptable to feel joy at the death of someone they oppose, while only 38% of Democrats agree. Yeah, you literally got a majority of Democrats supporting this shit. So that's where we're at as a country. Cherokee Bear for 5. Mark my words, they're gonna make Tyler into the next Luigi Mangione. Not in Utah. They're not gonna, like, Spencer Cox already said they're gonna give him the death penalty.
Not in Utah, but I mean outside of Utah.
Oh, they're trying, but Spencer Cox to make sure he's getting death. He's dead. He's
okay,
not. Gonna...
Well, maybe probably not as far as punishment, but as far as like worship.
Okay, let's see here. Couple more super chats. We'll get to this. Eric for 5. When I was 16, I was a hardcore Obama supporter. When I went to college, I saw how crazy indoctrination was, and I voted for Trump when I was 22. Yeah, that's a lot of people. Locals lifestyle for 5, and yet they want to say Trump's assassination was unacceptable, even though we all know they wanted him dead for years. Yeah, that was just a cover-up because, yeah. Billy for 2. Some guy in X to convince you are a Dem. I saw that. Andrew for 2. Democrats never going to live this down. I don't think so. Chance Raising for 2. What did Tubbs say? Show us this. I gotta see. Oh, so Tubbs, he looked into, like, what Thomas Massey said yesterday. And, let me just pull this up. Because you might have single-handedly ended Thomas Massey's career last night, or yesterday.
I mean, it was kind of already over to begin with, but...
Yeah, but now this sealed it. He basically said...
It's called a death knell, and we love Poster Tubbs, don't we, folks?
Yeah. This is what he said.
By the way, I've deported about 12 people today already.
He said, quote unquote,
and Ecuadorians.
I mean, there's a lot of rhetoric, and the president himself engages in it. He called it a hostile act to co-sponsor the Epstein resolution. Go fuck yourself. He's gonna blame Trump. He's gonna blame Trump for attacking the Epstein case. This is who people are shilling for. Now you know why I jumped ship from Thomas Massey immediately. He changed. This is not the same Thomas Massey. And he said it's amusing. It doesn't offend me that he's over the top with the rhetoric, but some people take it literally, and he should probably tone that down himself. I'm done, Massey. Get rid of him. Primary him out. Get out of here. This guy sucks. Okay. And in other news, we do got some pretty big updates about the Epstein, not the Epstein, good lord. What did you post, Real Texan? What is this?
Steven Crowder.
Oh, he got, more inside scoops? Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna read parts of this. So, it looks like we got the report? The inmate booking sheet and PC statement. Okay, I'm reading through this, guys. But what about Epstein? Did he post, like, about Epstein 20 times yesterday? Or something?
He posted about Epstein more, and this guy, like, this British politician from the Tony Blair era, called Peter Mandelson more than he did about Charlie Kirk.
Right.
Peter Mandelson, who most Americans haven't heard of, and the only reason why I know who Peter Mandelson is because I watched the TV show Top Gear, where he was, people in the 2000s, like, Jeremy Clarkson would reference him and make fun of him. So that's the only reason why I know what that name is. But apparently some guy getting arrested in Britain for connections to Epstein is more important than what happened 2 days ago.
Alright, American Nerd for 2. Do you see what Don Bacon said? He probably said something cucked. Man Milk for 2. Crackdown now, go big or go home, F Antifas. We'll see how that goes. Okay, let's pull this up. Let me pull up the, So Steven Crowder did get a statement thing. I'm reading into this right now. Okay, so I'm looking for the part where it actually says, like, his motive. I'm trying to look for a chat. Give me a second. Okay. So, apparently this is what part of the statement said. With another family member, Robinson mentioned Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU. They talked about why they didn't like him and the viewpoints he had. The family member also said that Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate. The family member also confirmed that Robinson had a gray Dodge Challenger. Investigators identified an individual as the roommate of Robinson. Investigators interviewed the roommate, who stated that his roommate, referring to Robinson, made a joke on Discord. Bullshit. Bullshit. Investigators asked if he would show them the messages on Discord. He opened it and showed several messages to investigators and allowed investigators to take photos of the screen as each message was shown by Robinson's roommate. These photos consist of various messages, including content of messages between the phone contact named Tyler with emoji icon and Robinson's roommate device. The content of these messages include messages affiliated with the contact Tyler, stating a need to retrieve a rifle from a drop point, leaving the rifle in a bush, messages related to visually watching the area where a rifle was left, and a message referring to having left the rifle wrapped in a towel. The messages were also referred to engraven bullets and a mention of a scope and the rifle being unique, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So, yeah. It's clearly this guy, I would assume. Great. I love how the guy was saying it's a joke. Is anybody laughing about that? Anybody laughing about this joke that this guy had?
No.
Oh, it's real funny. Real funny. He's talking about a drop-off point for a rifle and they're watching the police. That sounds like a conspiracy. That does not sound like a joke. Totally funny, everybody. American Nerd for 3. Make these people find out the meaning of fuck around and find out. We'll see. Chance raising for 5. Some say that Massey lost after his wife died, but that's no excuse for any of these antics, and we still gotta deal with this asshole until 2027. Oh yeah, it's when his wife died. That's when he lost it. American Nerd for 10. Bacon blamed Trump for not uniting the country following Kirk's death. He's a populist, and populists will in anger. I'd remind people that we have Democrats killed Minnesota too. Oh, go fuck yourself, Bacon. Really? Oh, it's both sides. Question, do we even know why the shooter in Minnesota did his thing for the Democrats? Or why he killed his 2 Dems? Do we even know yet? Poster Tubbs, Tyrone, anybody? Does anybody know?
I mean, I've heard conflicting reports on the Minnesota Democrats case.
I've heard nothing consistent. I've heard nothing consistent with the Minnesota case. That's why I'm confused. Like, how do you know? Okay, he might have supported Trump 5 years ago, fine. But didn't he have ties to Tim Walz? Or something? Like,
yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, I can't confirm any of that, but it's like, I don't know. Meanwhile, speaking of Minnesota, was there just a shooting there a couple of weeks ago? And it was a leftist? People forget about that? The 2 Dems were moderate. Yeah, the 2 of the most moderate Democrats in the state legislature were shot at. I don't know. Maybe it was a conservative 5 years ago. I don't know. Maybe it's a schizo on abortion. Who knows? I don't know. I didn't see one Republican cheer the death of the Minnesota legislators, but that's a big difference anyways. Even if it was a Republican doing it, there was not a single person on the right that cheered that. Not one person. Not a single person cheered the death of those legislators. In fact, everybody condemned it. Paul Pelosi, that case, we never heard about, like, what actually happened. Who knows? Probably a schizo homeless guy. I don't know. And even if you had those...
We probably never will at this point.
Yeah. All right, let's look at the left-wing ones, okay? Charlie Kirk got shot. There's a shooting a couple weeks ago. Now there's another one. Probably a leftist also, from what we've heard. Just keep going. Who protested a couple months ago that caused violence in LA? Leftists. Who tried to kill Josh Shapiro? They try to claim it's a Republican because he voted for Trump supposedly. Some anonymous source said so. The guy has supported BLM stuff. He was pro-Palestine. If he voted for Trump as a protest vote, that doesn't mean shit. Lord Croc for 5. This sounds like it isn't a lone wolf attack with pickup and drop point. That's why. I think it's a big conspiracy. Duster Carter for 2. When can, that be declared mentally unstable? I don't know. They probably will know. I don't know. He was the Berkeley nudist who hated Trump.
What needs to happen now? What needs to happen now, very clearly. Listen to me. Here's what needs to happen. If this was a conspiracy, which it increasingly sounds like it is, considering he had someone drop a rifle off for him, the DSA in which he associated with
potentially
needs to be investigated, because we have already seen Nevada DSA get violent before. They're right next door. any left-leaning organization he's ever interacted with, DSA, local Democrats, they need to be investigated. They need RICO cases on them. They need everything imaginable.
Speaking of RICO cases, Trump basically announced today that they're doing RICO case on George Soros and his groups, which that's like 90% of it. The George Soros funding groups is like 90% of the NGOs doing the shit. So,
correct.
Trump is not pissing around. Like, you know what? I made a list last night at what the Trump admin
If you go read anybody close to Trump and Kirk, what they've said, they will tell you Trump literally said Kirk was like a fourth son to him.
Yeah.
They said Kirk was always in his office helping out. Kirk was his top guy when it came to outreach with youth and universities. And they're saying Trump is taking this deeply personally because they just killed what was basically a son to him.
Yeah. And everyone in the Trump family loved him. I guess like Kirk and Bannon talked a lot, I guess. So I mean, this is not just, you know, a one-off person. This is somebody that's very close to Trump's family since 2015 or 2016. And Trump is gonna go after these people. Now
It was Charlie Kirk who helped convince JD Vance that Trump was right. The reason we have JD Vance the man he is today is because Charlie Kirk was able to convince him to join us by virtue of what he did best, which was honest political debate and changing hearts and minds.
Okay, so I made a list last night as to what the Trump admin has to do the next couple of weeks.
Charlie Kirk literally shaped the Make America Great Again movement as it is today. He convinced Vance. He was close with everybody in the Trump family. He was close with multiple people. Turning Point USA helped out with infiltrating Heritage, and Heritage helped set up the second administration. Charlie Kirk has done so much for Trump's second term, and now he's gone.
Man, I don't know how they're gonna be able to replace him. You can't replace Charlie Kirk. That's gonna be tough. I think they're gonna I think Tyler Bauer's gonna take over. That's what we're kind of hearing, but.
So we can carry on his legacy by electing JD Vance for president in 2028.
If you know what, join TPUSA, TPU Action. You get involved, join Americans for Prosperity. Get involved now. This is a time we have to. I mean, we have a chance at really.
I'm gonna say it. The American right online has been so hilariously impotent for the longest time. It has been nothing but cape shit, fear mongering online, saying, "Oh, we're gonna get you. We're gonna get you. You really fucked up now," and nothing ever happens. Now is the time because they just took one of the most innocuous, God-loving, God-fearing family men we had. If you are incapable of getting out and doing something after this has happened, then honestly, you kind of deserve to get brained when they come for you next, because this is the do or die sort of crisis you act in, guys. I'm serious.
Chance risk for 5.
TP action, something or other.
Yeah, get involved TP action. That's what I'll say. Chance racing for 5. Does Massey think he can win with Trump voters and now Kirk fans hating him? There's no reality in which you win the GOP primary with both those hating you. He's just trying to do the Liz Cheney strategy. Just run up with Democrats. It's not going to go well, but I think that's a strategy. Fuck it, we ball. That's really what he's saying. It's going to blow up in his face. Man Milk for 2. Rico and George Soros, Antifa, Reddit, Blue Sky, and mainstream media. And that's what it sounds like they're doing. They're for sure going after Soros. I've heard some stuff about maybe Blue Sky and Reddit and Discord now. I've heard something about that, so we'll see.
Soros is not enough.
Well,
the mainstream media is not enough. Sandy Hook promised. Act Blue. Every financial NGO and initiative the Democratic Party has ever used needs to be investigated. Crap. I've been on your streams before talking about how deeply, like you guys have been here before. Y'all can attest. For those who don't know, I have been on streams, God knows how many times, talking about how corrupt things like Act Blue are, where literally upwards of a third of the money for major donations disappears to go pay consultants and politicians getting the money.
Yeah.
It doesn't go to their campaigns. It goes to them to enrich their coffers, and it goes to these NGOs, which create the feedback loop that led directly to this situation. That money goes to university organizations like the DSAs, and the DSAs in turn radicalize young men like Tyler Robinson to go out and kill their political opponents.
Bingo.
Our martyrs.
Now, that's what I'm saying, like, going after Soros, that's like half the problem. That's why I said, like, that's half the NGOs right there dealt with. You still gotta go after Act Blue, you gotta go after, like you said, those other groups. If you go after all of them, this is your chance to do so, because majority of people are saying, fuck yeah, let's fucking ball. We're not pissed around anymore. So, let's see. American Nerd for 2. Look at Shoe on Head rap. She's going off. I saw that. I'm not really paying attention, though.
Y'all want to know what I've done so far?
What?
I have 3 coworkers I knew from my advanced training that I've already anonymously reported to the Department of the Army. I hope they get fired.
K-Cub for 2. Just got a confession. What did I miss? We found the killer. Well, you probably heard about that. We're getting more updates about it. It looks like it was a leftist. That's based on what we're seeing. Clinton Foundation. That's a big one. I can't believe I forgot about that one. Go out to the Clinton Foundation. But yes, okay. Yesterday,
the Sandy Hook Promise, which is like advertising heavily on YouTube.
Yeah. So I made a tweet yesterday talking about the Trump admin. This is like the starting point. The next like 6 weeks, like next couple of weeks, they're gonna do these 6 things. Fire old people in the government celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk, and whatever other radicals still in the government. They've begun to do this, by the way. I think Pete Hegseth announced they fired a bunch of people, I think. So they are cleaning house. And this is a funny thing. Mostly, like, we still have a deep state in America. We still have like a bunch of people in the government, like, not working with Trump and stuff, like working against them. Funny thing is, these idiots just outed themselves for celebrating Kirk's death. They have outed themselves, and now they're getting all fired, which that's half the problem with the government right now. You still got all these incompetent people, very corrupt people. So that's first thing. Fire all the people in government. Send in the National Guard. They're going to do this later. They're going after Memphis, New Orleans.
Send me in.
Yeah.
Send me in.
We're going to begin physically clean the cities up. Deal with these domestic...
Tyrone in the streets of Austin, y'all. Come on. You love to see it. You love to see it. Come on. Tell me you'd love to see it.
Deal with these domestic...
I know you would, Rap.
Yeah. Deal with these domestic terror groups and launch investigations into other groups with long records of harboring these same people. Do that. I think they began to do that a little bit. Launch investigations into these news outlets and start holding these people accountable for the actual horseshit propaganda they pushed that led to Kirk getting shot. Again, anyone can look this up. Look up, like, if you want to, like, see some stupid stuff, Rachel Maddow transcripts. You can go to any of
Rachel Maddow?
Yeah, whatever frickin' name is.
That fucking hack. Oh, that bitch. That fucking bitch! You whore!
I mean, if you want to, like, you want to help...
I'm gonna start yelling, y'all!
For those that don't know, you can look up the transcripts of every single one of her shows, and you can look up how many times she bashed Trump, she attacked Charlie Kirk, called them Nazis, called them racist. You can look it up. It's free. Anybody can look it up. They might try to censor this now, but you can do this for for Rachel Maddow, for Joy Reid, Don Lemon, Anderson Cooper, Chris Cuomo.
There's no such thing as being deleted offline permanently.
Yeah.
Y'all want to find out a way to go after these people if they try to delete it? You can go to the Internet Archive, internetarchive.org.
Yep.
Internet Archive, there are at least 10 different anons at any given time actively documenting everything online.
Yep. So
these
they
things
or even the way. I think even the way back.
This is my call to action for you, Rap's audience. Help Rap out. I'm officially calling on the real American political brotherhood here to go on to Internet Archive, dig through these people's accounts, go through these mainstream people's accounts, go through Rachel Maddow, Don Lemon, anybody. Not a single one needs to come out of this unscathed.
Yeah.
Every single one of them for the past 10 years is saying we are fascists, we are tyrants, we are evil. And we just lost one of the greatest men we have seen of our generation because some schmuck was brainwashed by the university system, by the leftist NGOs, by these people, because they have a political agenda. And that political agenda is the death of the American nation. They want us dead. They want us dead. They will not stop until every single one of us. They want us dead. They want to transition our children. They want to rape us. They want to rape our family members. Why else do you think we're the criminal dumping ground of the world? It's all connected. All this intersectionality, transgender, gay bullshit. This open, bleeding heart, liberal nonsense. All of this NGO free healthcare for immigrants and shit.
Yeah.
Letting mentally people out of the hospitals and onto the streets. They want you dead. They can't say it outright, but they're gonna kill you, and they're gonna kill me, and they're gonna kill all of us. So unless you get off your asses and you go out, turning point action, Trump 2024, any right-leaning organization, Heritage Foundation, any of that shit, unless you go out there and you volunteer and mobilize, boots on the ground, helping win the hearts and minds of the American nation in the wake of this tragedy, then this country does deserve to die. Because the Lord ordains nations which do not fight for its existence to perish and make way, as Sodom and Gomorrah did, as the ancient Israelite nation did, as the Assyrian Empire did, as the Achaeans did. These people have done before us. You don't want to see my nation, which my ancestors for nearly 400 years and myself soon fought and bled for, to disappear for nothing. If the Lord wills it, so be it. But by God, I will not sit here idly as I have poor motherfuckers in my ICE office from overrunning this country. And I challenge every single one of you. Reach out to Rapper myself or Real Texan, Tubbs, Yay, whatever. Midnight Messenger, welcome. Reach out to him as well. Get as much evidence as you can. We will compile this shit. We will take them down one by one. We will ensure that there is an America for our children and their children to live in and grow up in. My grandparents are gone. My grandparents are gone. They were the most wonderful people I ever knew. And I have no doubt that they are with my Heavenly Father and their Heavenly Father. But by God, I will not raise children and I will not raise grandchildren in an America that wants to kill them and kill us. I'm getting too emotionally worked up.
Calm down.
Lunch break.
Tom, just calm down. Just calm down. I'll read the super chat.
Sorry,
calm
I'm
down.
sorry,
it's
y'all.
fine.
I'm just holy.
No, it's guys. Like, listen. Do not do.
That was amazing, dude.
That was amazing. Do not do acts of violence. Okay, don't. Because that's what the left wants. They want violence.
Do not allow your vices to become virtues. That is the most important thing. In your anger, in your righteous wrath, do not allow yourself to become blinded by red.
If you
they deserve every single bit that's coming towards them, but do not do it out of hatred. Do it out of righteous justice, for love for your nation and for your people.
What everyone
here's what you can do.
You go.
Let you go.
Okay. No, you go.
Well, I was just saying, what you can do is we are going to make sure that justice is brought to our country, and in the meantime, what you can do is work on bettering yourself to the best degree, because the best form of revenge is success, because it proves to your enemy that all the acts of injustice that they did to you had no mark on you and was totally meaningless, and it will leave them just fully in anger. That is the best way. That is the best way to combat this.
All right. Let's see here. Conservative millennial for 2. We have to go after these universities and professors where that's happening. Looks like Logos plus lifestyle for 5. Breaking the suspect is charged with aggravated murder. Hope that's enough for a death penalty. Lord Crop for 5. Get him to yell, praise the Lord. Sorry to make this joke.
Praise the Lord! And all his magnificent glory.
K-Cub for 5. Time to be patriotic is inspiring and refreshing after yesterday here in Luke said we were cooked and we deserve, and it's deserved. China will win. Let's win, everybody. Yeah, so here's what everybody could do right now, all right? Like,
that's not an oath, motherfucker. I will fight for this country till the end.
Okay, so let's here's what everybody can start doing right now, okay? Because I began to do this yesterday. Begin looking through the archives of NBC, MSNBC, CNN. Find every single statement, quote, whatever, of them and the Democrat parties, the Democrat officials and stuff on the networks saying President Trump is a fascist, Donald Trump is a Nazi, he's a second coming of Hitler. Start bringing these up. Because
again,
Internet archives, Wayback Machine, any of this.
If you cannot reach out to anybody else, at me on Twitter. Something UNATCO. UNATCO. I will get you in touch with the rest of us and we can put something together.
Yeah, we're going to work. I'm going to work on something. I've been compiling stuff because, guys, just in 2017, the amount of times they kept saying, President Trump's an agent of Putin. Trump's an agent of Russia. He's taken over. He's Russia's bitch and stuff. That alone is like thousands of statements and quotes.
Well, and another thing, you can just go back to some of the famous pictures of, like, remember the one picture of Kathy Griffin holding up the blooded head of Trump? Remember Snoop Dogg when he portrayed Trump getting shot at in his one song? Remember
I think everyone forgot about that since Snoop Dogg supports Trump now.
Yeah. Remember the one Stranger Things actor, David Harbour, I think is his name, when he said, like, at a Hollywood award show, he said, like, we need to punch Nazis in the face and so forth. Like, this stuff is not hard to find at all. I still remember a bunch of this stuff.
Yeah, so
Internet Archive, Wayback Machine. Like I said, waybackmachine.org, internetarchive.org.
Yep, you can look up all the stuff. You can look up all of this. So, again, if anybody has any information, just look it up. Begin posting it, because guess what? This narrative's going to change. Oh, is it right that did this? No. When you have the mainstream media saying for 10 years straight, the Democrat Party, that half the country is racist, half the countries are Nazis, they're going to kill everybody, what do you think's going to happen? It leads to stuff like this. Karen Full-God for 2 needs to be charged to the fullest extent of the law. I agree. Just death penalty. Death penalty or bust.
Death penalty. Bring it back.
Let's see here. And liberals, I've seen people clipping that together, and liberals saying it's different. It is a cause of violence. Yeah, that's their new copium. Let them cope themselves to whatever. I don't care. Keep finding the stuff. So look up on what websites. If you want to start, just have some fun. Go look up, like, Rachel Maddow transcript. You can look at the transcripts for all of her shows on what, like, MSNBC has it. They might delete it now. But you can start looking this up, like on June, I don't know, 12th, 2021 or something. You can look this up. You can look up the archives and see how many times they brought up Trump, Russia, fascism, Orange Man bad. You can look up all of this. So, yeah. Chance raising for 5. Luke joked about Republicans ditching Massey from caucus a few months ago. I think they should actually do that. Kick him out, exile him, do it, Mike Johnson. Yeah, they should do it.
Yeah, I'm done with him after his comments in the last 2 days.
Yeah, it's time. Great. Just a lot of people are just losing their minds right now about the Trump stuff. Like, oh, he's actually a Nazi that did this.
Well, okay, so apparently he was a registered independent or unaffiliated.
Oh, there goes that talking point.
Mm-hmm. It truly cannot be overstated how much Donald Trump has broken these people's minds. And I think the reason why is because they just can't get rid of this guy. They've thrown literally everything at him. And so now that it hasn't stuck, it's like, well, they're actually going to take matters into their own hands. Because this will not,
you can't get rid of it.
Charlie, I'm sad to say, the Charlie Kirk stuff is not going to be the last of it, unfortunately. And I don't like to talk this way, but it's just the reality right now. But again, that's not any call to violence on our part. No, we are better than this. We are better than them. This is a call to better yourselves and to get involved if you can in some way, because that's the only way you can stop more acts of violence like this happening.
Let's see. American Hero for 2. Should we go after the South Park guys too? I wouldn't go that far.
No, I wouldn't do it. But
now, if they do some shit this week where, like, they better be careful this next episode whenever they release it. They better
if they belittle the assassination in any way, then you can go after them.
I mean, they might not, because Comedy Central took down that episode. So maybe they realize, oh, we fucked up.
I think they're going to have to rewrite the season, kind of like how they did when they expected Hillary to win in 2016, and they had to like change it like last minute when Trump won.
Well, I mean, like, just go back to just making the episode in a week, like they did for like 10 years. Go back to that.
Yeah.
I know that's not what they do now, but it's like, they used to make these episodes like a week, if that. So, yeah. My gosh, yeah, and people are like, everybody's making a big deal about the, well, that stupid Halloween picture of like, oh, he's Trump when he's not. So, somebody brought up a good point about like that picture. It's going around saying, "Oh, he's Donald Trump for Halloween back in 2017," which again proves a point that that's 10 years ago. That doesn't mean shit. But even then, problem with that is his costume that he had. And for those that don't know, this is the picture. This is a picture of the costume everyone's making a big deal about. A, he's not actually Trump. He's riding him. And B, that looks like a mockery of him. Of Trump. Not like an actual version. Like, no, that's just him mocking him. Does this look like him being Trump here?
But even if like he was quote unquote a Trump supporter, then that's 8 years ago. Yeah, 8 years is like a lot of time.
And I feel like a lot of apolitical people that didn't really care about politics, they still dressed in that costume because it was funny.
It was a meme back then. But now they took it seriously. The Simpsons Trump. It might be. Honestly, I'm pretty sure this just is going to keep... What? Why is he green? I don't know. I think he's orange, but that's like the weird color. I don't know.
It's just a picture.
Yeah, who cares? Let's see. The first thing I said was he was intentionally mocking him with the Simpsons head. I don't know. Like, hey, who knows? Harry Sis didn't even delete his post. Oh, because now they're backtracking because, oh shit, they might be figuring out what is actually going on here. So, but yeah, the amount of leftists like saying like this is a Republican doing this is just nuts. They're trying to gaslight people. Don't believe it. Just do your own research. But from everything we can tell, this is a leftist that did this. Unless I'm wrong, which I could be. But
they also tried doing this with Thomas Crooks and Ryan Routh as well too.
Well, they do with every single shooter because they still want to hold on to the belief that they're in the non-violent group and that the MAGA Republicans are the violent group.
Yeah. Yeah, and like, by the way, guys, for those, what was the final nail in the coffin, though, for this? Because apparently he attacked Kirk for spreading hate. Does that sound like a Republican? There's nothing here that... Nothing here that indicates he's a Republican. So... But yeah, everybody, if you want to help, like, figure out, like, how to actually do stuff, like, change the core stuff, I would say get involved with TP Action. Get involved with it. Any chapter like that, get involved. Any organization like that, get involved. And again, in your free time, just go look up, what did Rachel Maddow say in the past? Or Joy Reid? Well, what did Sanders show in a random, like, I don't know, October 2017? You can look this up. Anybody can look this up right now. It's still out there. You can look up all the transcripts and you could see how much bullshit they pushed. So, yeah.
I'm old enough to remember Sisson calling Trump a fascist less than a year ago.
I remember just 2 days ago, Chris Murphy said, yeah, we're in a war with Republicans. Remember that? And then a day later, they said, no, the Republicans said we're at war with them, but we're not. Like, they are the ones that push this shit.
Suspiciously 60 IQ brain cell shaped throat jack.
What?
Nothing. Well, not terminally online enough. Never mind.
Well, and you can even go back to like 2016, for example, like the day after. Actually, no, it was probably still the night of when Trump was declared president. There were riots in the street in Chicago. Like the city was literally on fire for like the next several hours.
All right.
People try to tell you that they're the party of love and peace and democracy are the same people who burn cities down and are assassinating politicians because they're ever so slightly to the right of them politically.
K Cup for 5. Don't you know the guy who shot Reagan was actually a big supporter of him? He believed in small goober man. His bullet just wanted to hug the POTUS. Oh gosh. I mean,
Guys, remember, talk like Tyler Robinson, guys. He supported Trump. His gun discharged because he was so excited because that's a thing people do. They fire guns at political rallies like normal human people instead of lunatics who don't have who are severely socially maladapted.
Logos plus lifestyle for 2. Democrats says Trump's a Nazi. They hate his working policy. Yeah. Why would a Trump supporter shoot Kirk, a fellow conservative? Yeah, it's like that's a strange part. It's like he had anti-fascist stuff on his bullet and on his gun and stuff. He allegedly told his family a couple days before, this Kirk guy, he's spreading hate. He's a fascist and stuff. Why would a Republican talk like that? I know this is Utah, but Mormons don't usually shoot people.
Well, I was going to say it would be against their religion to do so.
Well, yeah.
Because it was probably, the guy probably was a Mormon, given it's Utah, but, was, and then now maybe an atheist.
It's unbelievable.
What sucks?
What?
I said, what sucks? I just saw Eric Doherty. I don't know, his tweet of the Charlie Kirk show without Kirk.
Oh, yeah. For those that don't know, they did a Charlie Kirk show without him. They had an empty chair. So, and speaking of that, everybody...
I'm not gonna stop until every single one of these bastards is put up and locked behind bars. They have told me, they have said for most of my adult life, most of all my teenage life, y'all, I turn 24 soon. I'm not going to disclose my birthday. Some of those who know me better than most know my birthday's not too far off. I was 13. I was in 8th grade when all this shit started up. Since 13 years old, I have been told by mainstream media that Donald Trump is a fascist pig who's going to come to enact totalitarianism. And I have seen nothing but the supposed party of peace and love and joy and prosperity and friendship be the party advocating for violence, going out, sending their sick, mentally ill dogs to kill our people. It's not remotely funny how any of this is played out. This is not normal. My real life best friend is Bengali. He is from a third world country. I know him and his father. His father has told me about how he knows political assassins because his Bengali family were involved in the Bengali Liberation War. I know firsthand through stories, or I know secondhand through stories of people who have been exposed and involved in this shit. What it's like. America is a free and sovereign nation because we are capable of not letting our baseline violent instincts get to us and participate in one of the most fundamental bedrocks dating back to ancient Greeks with our Greco-Roman civilization influencing Germanics and Slavs and whatnot, with the bedstone of open debate and changing hearts and minds. That is the bedrock. That is the First Amendment. Freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, freedom to believe. That is the First Amendment for a reason. Without the First Amendment, you do not have the United States. You can have elements of it, but what makes the United States is your ability to freely associate with people and engage in debate and speak your mind. That is what sets us apart from the global South, from these nations marred and mired in violence and corruption and conspiracy. And the Democratic Party is the institutionalized regime who wants to take us and bring us to that because they are power-hungry, godless bastards who worship things that are superfluous and superficial. Race is artificial. It's real in a biological sense, but we are all one people under God, neither Jew nor Greek. They want racism. They take these vices and turn them into these disgusting, merciless virtues. And that's not that goes against God. That goes against charity. America is a Christian nation. You cannot have the United States without Christian morals because Western civilization is based on Christian morals. And you cannot have a United States without freedom of expression and speech and belief. And that's what they want to take away from us. They want to take away our ability to respectfully disagree and engage in discourse that is meaningful so that you say, shut up, it's my way or the highway sort of thing. Because they don't want you questioning why they're trying to fucking kill you. And when you have a decade plus of this nonsense with them saying they're fascist pigs who need to die, they are extreme right Nazis who deserve to die. Hey, fascist, catch this. They are against America. They are against our fucking bedrock. So you should not tolerate them. You should be able to discern between who is misguided and who is religious.
Tyrone,
sorry, go ahead.
We just got a major update. So you know how they were all, everybody was saying he gave money to Trump 5 years ago. Remember that? Everybody made a big deal. Guess what? They just corrected themselves. They just said, yeah, actually, after looking at the information, this is not the same Tyler Robinson. This is a different one.
Wow, imagine my shock.
So now this whole narrative, they're just gonna run with it. They don't care. This is what the left does. They purposely push bullshit. Like Stephen King yesterday said, remember? Oh, he said to kill gay people. That's what he said. And then he said, actually, that was a mistake on my end. You should be
this all ties
oblivion.
back to my point. This all ties back to my point, y'all. They don't care about honest debate and discourse, which is what makes this country great. They care about manipulation and winning. They care about cutthroat competition. And if they have to lie and deceive people to get what they want, they'll fucking do it. And they will kill you and I in the process if we become too much of a threat. Just as Tyler Robinson, a Provo Utah, killed Charlie Kirk, a pious Christian man, father of two, and a beloved husband. All because they thought he was a fascist when he was in reality one of the most innocuous right-wingers imaginable. They don't care. They will lie, they will steal, they will cheat, they will do anything possible to win. The victory of good over evil is already predetermined, my brothers and sisters. For those who have already sought and accepted Christ into their hearts, we know how this ends. But we have to keep fighting and resist this wickedness and this evil and this vice, and we cannot allow ourselves to become misguided. We cannot allow ourselves to become full of hatred, of spite. It is perfectly justifiable, understandable, and it can be morally good to be filled with righteous wrath. But you must temper yourselves, and you must ensure that when you go out of your way to put these people down, that you are not doing so out of hatred or wrath or any sort of thing that can corrupt your heart and cloud your mind. Because that's not how we win.
Camera full guy for 5. I've seen more gruesome videos online before and have been disturbed, but something about the Kirk video is so horrific on another level. Well, okay. For starters, it's the first political assassination since MLK, at least in America. The last major one.
Well, RFK Sr., but technically, but yeah.
You get the point that it's been 50, 60 years since this. But what makes this more interesting is Larry Schweiker brought this up yesterday. He is probably the youngest political assassination in American history. He's only 31. He's only 31. This is one of the first videos where you could see in 4K him getting shot. Like, you could see, like, all the blood and stuff that's spewed out. This is a completely different set of circumstances. Well, not a different set of circumstances, but you get the point that this was just different on so many levels. Lord Rhino for 10. Most people wouldn't know fascism if it was right in front of them. Yeah, they won't. They don't know. They really think anyone to the right of like Mitt Romney, which didn't they call him a Nazi?
Yes.
I'm gonna let you guys in on a secret. I spent over a year analyzing fascismal doctrine and theology and philosophy my junior year and first half of my senior year in high school. Do you guys want to know what the textbook definition of fascism is? The textbook definition of fascism is the idea that the state reigns supreme above all else, including religion. The Republican Party, sure, you might have some extremely right-leaning theocratic people, but they're not fascist because they're not saying we need to rein in the churches in the country and put them under the heel of the country. You want to know who does say that we need to rein the churches in? No, I'm not saying the Democrats are fascists. But what I am saying is, doctrinally speaking and effectively speaking, they are much closer to our third positionist tyrant friends, quote unquote, that they accuse us of associating with than we are.
All right, Logos plus Lifestyle for 2. Breaking: Trump to deploy National Guard in Memphis. I heard a little bit about that. Is it official?
Something also interesting about, if you look at like the origins of fascism and so forth, like a lot of the original fascists like used to be socialists. Like Mussolini used to be a socialist before he became a fascist and so forth.
Remember what actually most of you wouldn't know this, Giovanni Gentile once said, fascism is socialism adjusted to reality.
Yep.
Yeah, fascism, like doctrinal, especially Italian fascism, but even the German version of it, it's basically just third positionist. It really is not like actual right wing movements at all. Like it's not conservatism is like about conserving something. Fascism is a revolutionary ideology. So no, fascism shares nothing in common with American conservatism.
No, and you know too, fascism was a modernist ideology, because if you look too more at fascism,
Actually, it's
what they were talking
postmodernist.
about,
Really want to
like
get into it.
what they I'll just briefly say it, but like fascism was created as like a middle ground ideology between like liberal capitalism and communism. Like they thought that like it was like a middle.
It was promoted more as a third position, which supersedes both. But yeah.
Oh, hold up. We have breaking news out of Chicago. An ICE officer was severely injured in Chicago this morning after being hit by and dragged by an illegal alien who resisted arrest during a targeted traffic stop.
Send in the troops. Tom Cotton was right.
It's fucking time. Listen. Time for the Marines to be sent in.
Retribution! There be no code for our enemies!
All right, Unstable Eric for 20. Now is the time for unity, as leftists subtly advocate and openly celebrate the deletion of anyone who doesn't agree with them. Katie Britt, every Republican who still thinks that thinks like her, don't understand that they have a target on their back too. Yeah, and again, like obviously, like the idea of having unity, yeah, you want that. Like I should be clear about that. Yeah, I want unity. I don't want violence. I've been clear about this since the get-go. No violence. But that doesn't mean that like 30% of the country, you're not going to side with these people. You cannot moderate for them. They're so far gone. That's how many people.
They're ideological sycophants.
Yeah.
Call them for what they are. They're sycophants.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. No, I completely agree that we need unity. It's just that unity comes from anyone who was praising Charlie Kirk's murder, getting fired from their jobs, and being made a pariah in society. And it also involves cracking down on this.
They're right. The leftist idea of unity is unifying everybody under their dog shit totalitarian progressive agenda.
Yeah. So we're gonna see what happens with this Charlie Kirk situation. Like we're gonna hear more about this. From what I've heard, there is like a big investigation going on. This sounds like a conspiracy case. Which obviously it sounds like a lot of people are involved. This could be a huge network. Like is it the modern day Weather Underground group? Is it?
Wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, like, you
the
know,
Democratic Socialists of America, these left-leaning Discord groups, which, by the way, I've infiltrated these groups before. I've also moderated and been in charge of extreme right wing and fascist Discord servers before. These fascists and online right wingers are pathetically innocuous. They're pathetically inept. Most of these motherfuckers grandstand about wanting the revolution and shit, but they actually don't really do that much. The leftists, though, they're true believers. And I mean that they are fanatical true believers. Like, they put evangelical Christians to shame with their zealousy. And these motherfuckers do buy guns. They buy ammunition. They go anonymous. They use encrypted chat software to talk about what they're going to do next. And they do actively keep names. They keep names in lists, and they document who in their lives is against them, because they have become so convinced in their hysteria by the media that the fascist Republican Party's out to get them. That is who, again, that is who the media has created. Am I still good? Can y'all hear me, or am I just allowed to
we can hear you.
We can hear you.
Okay. That is because I didn't hear anything and I'm on an open road right now. I'm just aimlessly driving around South Texas until I get back to my job. Again, that is who these people are. And that is what the media has whipped them up into a frenzy, into fanatically believing during their most developmental years for the past decade. These people seriously think that you and I and everyone else who has an R next to their name or votes for an R candidate is going to go out there and kill them.
All right.
I'm only killing somebody if they try to kill me first, guys. I'm saying that outright. You try to come after me, I will put you down like a dog. But
right.
I am not going to go out of my way to hurt you.
Yeah, like obviously.
And that is how everybody else feels. These are the only people who want to go out of their way to hurt other people. Let that speak to their message of peace and love and unity and friendship and charity and mercy and all these empty symbolisms.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep mentioning this over and over again. Condemn violence. Do not push forward. Don't put down your arms. Don't do anything like that, because you know what you're gonna do? You're gonna cause even more chaos. You're gonna cause more of a shit fest. I know, like, obviously, if you have self-defense, of course, you like self-defense. Yeah,
there is a time and a place for violence.
No,
voting at the ballot box is violence. It is literally said so in Starship Troopers. It is a civil and controlled expression of action.
I guess
the type of senseless violence that the Democratic Party promotes these mentally ill sycophants to doing, that's more than violence. That is anarchy, and that stops being a left versus right issue. That becomes a civilization versus anarchy issue. That is good and bad.
We got some breaking news. There are reports circulating that Tyler Robinson was linked to several Antifa Discord groups.
Imagine my fucking surprise.
I swear.
Who could have guessed?
Listen, like, anyone know what Occam's razor is here?
Yes. Yeah, I know. It's basically, it just means that the simple explanation
is the most likely. Yeah, the simple explanation is most likely to be the realest one.
Which obviously that's not every case. Sometimes it's not. But like, these people on Twitter, they're violating that like tenfold. It's like, well, his family was Republican, okay, supposedly, which again, just because they're registered Republican doesn't mean they're actual Republicans. That's Utah. But they're Republican, and 10 years ago, he wore a costume that had Trump at the bottom of it, and there was a political donation that wasn't even him 10 years ago, made by him, which it wasn't. It was made by a different person. And then 5 years later, we hear nothing about it. He was in this secret right-wing conspiracy. He loved his gun so much. He's a Trump supporter. He's a Republican. That he goes out of his way to drive halfway across the state to go shoot one of the biggest conservative influencers. Does that sound like a simple explanation to you?
No.
Here's a simple explanation. Maybe his family were conservatives. That doesn't mean he was. That's not a guarantee he was. And it seemed like before he went to university, he was sane. Like, he wasn't batshit crazy. But then he went to university, and he possibly joined a group, we'll see, like DSA, and he became radicalized. And then he heard through the media every single day, Orange Man bad, Orange Man bad. And then he believed it. And then we're getting reports from his own family that he was saying that Charlie Kirk is spewing hate and put engravings of "kill the fascist" or whatever on his bullets. Which one's more simple? That he used to be kind of normal, but he went batshit crazy, or this grand conspiracy where he was Republican, he actually still is, he loved Trump, he loves his guns, and
you love him so much you kill him. That never fucking happens unless you're like severely mentally ill.
Yeah, like
which this doesn't seem to be the case.
Yeah. So again, it's the simple
Which, by the
explanation.
way, in the weird instance where he is schizophrenic, that automatically absolves the political argument altogether and just proves President Trump's point about how they just let mentally ill people in the streets and roam free.
Yeah, so it doesn't help their case whatsoever. And a GoFundMe was created for Tyler Robinson.
My brothers and sisters, again, my call to action for you is to go with love and righteousness to make change in this country. Again, if rap or no one else reaches out to you, you can reach out to me. Yeah, my handle is @something_unatco.
Yeah.
I'm really good about responding to people. As soon as Tester is done bothering to rap for a follow, I was like, hey, follow him. And he was like, oh, okay, because I'm rapping, I'm stupid, and I'm fat. No, I'm kidding. Wow. But I'm kidding. Oh my God, fuck off.
Unstable Eric.
My goodness, my bad. Sorry.
No, it's fine. Unstable Eric for 2. Also, Cash's FBI is really underwhelming. Yeah, he's got to go. Caden for 2. I've become a first-time gun owner today. Yeah, be a responsible gun owner. I agree with that. Nate Thomas for 5. Thank God justice.
You want to be able to defend? You want to be able to? Sorry, go ahead.
Nate Thomas for 5. Thank God justice will be served. I think Charlie would agree. He'd want justice, not vengeance. May God be with us these times. Yep. Nate Thomas for 2. Won't be surprised if Soros played a part. We'll see. K Cup for 5. 90% of people I met at anime conventions come from conservative families, but they quote unquote learn better and are educated because diploma sins are special. Thank you for bringing that up. Thank you. Just because
I was gonna say too, like there used to be like, you know, a big stereotype, like it would be like the homeschooled conservative kid goes to college and he comes back as a liberal Democrat, you know? Yeah. That's very much a thing.
That's a real thing.
Okay, so I will say this. Learn a martial arts system, get good with a gun. I will provide a list of 4 concealable carry firearms, which I can talk about on YouTube because that's not taboo. The Walther PDP, the Heckler and Koch 49, and the M&P 9 are great. The Glock 47 is fantastic. CZ something or other. CZ also makes really good firearms. Though they have very good concealable carry firearms. Go to the range at least once a month. Learn a martial arts system like judo. I mean, you don't have to learn a martial arts system. I'm 6'8". I'm 275 pounds. I love fighting. I like martial arts. But if you're really just concerned about peace of mind, pick up like some simple boxing. Learn how to shoot a gun. Be able to take care of yourself. Learn to run away. The best thing you can do if you get into physical violence is put space and run.
Okay.
Because that makes you much less legally liable for what comes next.
I got a super chat I missed. Charlie Howard for 5. After this, I am determined to start my own YouTube channel, use my voice. Any tips to start a channel rap? Stay consistent. It might be slow to start, but consistently upload. And that's really my only thing I can really say. Let's just be consistent about it and make good content. Okay. So Charlie Howard for 2. You missed my super chat. Oh yeah, I got your super chat now. Okay.
But yeah, I'm about to walk in to where I'm working in a couple minutes. I'm not too far. But y'all, I cannot stress. If nothing else, Charlie Kirk always tweeted about the necessity of not using violence in this country. Go forth with non-violence unless you have to defend yourself and your life's in danger to make change with this country. Amen. Leave the violence. Mm-hmm. Leave the violence for when you need to defend yourself, or there's absolutely no other option, and there is almost always another option, my brothers and sisters. Right. Charlie Kirk would not want you going out there committing terror in the name of the Republican Party. He would disavow that because he very firmly believed that love and compassion through Christ for our fellow man is what wins hearts and minds. And that is the absolute, that is the gospel, that is the truth.
All right.
I think we're going to end the stream here, guys.
Yeah, so we have a lot to talk about. We talked a lot about all this happening. So we'll see how everything goes with this case. The more we're learning, it sounds like yes, he was a leftist. I mean, the whole argument stemmed from bullshit. Cause like Occam's razor, you had to multiply it 50 times to maybe get this conspiracy. No, he was a leftist that went crazy in university. Again, we'll get more information, and I'm curious. If it comes out that these Discord chats, whatever, in like Reddit or whatever, does Trump's admin crack down on Discord and Reddit?
Probably. And if that's
I'd
the
say
case,
so, yeah.
If that's the
he
case,
cracked
what we're
down on
going to do.
Discord, dude, we'd have to move.
Well, I don't think they would ban it, but I think it would they would go after like some of these groups using it.
Now go after my server. We're cleaning it up. We've had to remove some people in the past couple days on both sides of the equation. So we're doing a
So
cleanup.
does that mean you no longer have people spamming at everybody every 5 seconds? Because if so, I would be interested in rejoining potentially.
Yeah, we are cleaning that up actually. So yeah.
Apparently,
I'm going to rejoin. I'm going to expect to be made admin again immediately.
Yes, you will. You will be.
So yeah, apparently so we're learning more. Robinson's family is saying he turned to left-wing activism and expressed intensely anti-conservative views at a recent family dinner. Yeah, so much for that. So much for that.
Is in general.
What?
No, I'm sure he was actually secretly MAGA all along.
Occam's razor again. You shouldn't use that for everything, of course. Like sometimes it's just like a kind of a generic catch-all term. But yeah, I mean, if you're violating Occam's razor that much for this case, like seriously, he had a conspiracy involved that he was a Republican, but he wrote anti-fascist stuff and then some furry stuff. It's weird. So I think that's it, everybody. Look up political penology.
Oh no, were we gonna touch on that Jersey poll real quick?
I'm gonna say that for video later today.
Oh,
Texas.
Oh my gosh! Yeah,
I will say though, I think I mean, I know
Dude,
we probably shouldn't discuss like electoral implications, but I do think that we're probably going to see.
I think this can definitely help get the base out. Yeah, I think this will definitely help get the base out.
I like to talk like that, but
Jersey and Virginia, and now it's actually looking like. I know we're not really talking about elections, but I just thought I'd bring this up. It looks like even if Sears falls short, we have a very good shot at holding lieutenant governor and attorney general in Virginia. It's actually looking like that.
If Mark
especially lieutenant governor. Especially lieutenant governor.
Tama 2 for 5. Look up political penology. Scientist Andrei Lebowski studied leftists for 40 years and is horrified to learn leftists are evil psychopaths. Well, this is the thing with leftism.
Hold on, I want to bring attention to something.
No. Yeah, you can.
Yes. In Texarkana, Arkansas, and Texarkana, Texas, some blessed soul has just put these up. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk, and rest in peace, Ukrainian lady whose name I immediately forgot off the top of my head.
Bruh.
There was a billboard I saw in.
I love my hometown so much. I love Texarkana. Anyway, y'all, I gotta get back to work. I'll see y'all around.
Yeah.
So, God bless.
Okay, so
oh
gosh, so we're
except for Ye, he's the crown prince of Nepal.
Oh shit! Yeah, you literally just joined.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, yeah, you were at the A&M vigil. How was that?
It was definitely something.
You know, we haven't talked. So how's your reaction to the Kirk thing?
It is a fucking shit show. I assume we've already talked about the fact that, like, obviously this whole thing is an avoidable tragedy.
Yeah.
I think what I found the most, like, obviously, the people are being held accountable. I'm glad for that. But I think what's very odd is people are using this to push gun control, or they're using Charlie Kirk's past comments about gun control here. This guy was a 22-year-old with no criminal history, and he shot him with a bolt-action hunting rifle.
Yeah, the only way you could have prevented this is by banning like all guns.
Yeah.
No.
Like,
Not
that's
even
it.
that. No. Like you could have, even if you had British or Australian gun control, you could have the strictest gun control in the Western Hemisphere, or in the West in general. Any 22-year-old can get a rifle, can get a hunting rifle. It is not difficult. That dude lived in like a rural Utah county.
Yeah, the
I think it's
southwest
actually near
corner.
St. George, which is a
This-
fairly decent metro area, but
still, it's rural-ish Utah. It's not even like the biggest metro. This idea that this guy, he was like, oh, he said that some deaths were worth it for the Second Amendment, as if we abolish the Second Amendment tomorrow, hunting rifles would not be legal. Like this. But besides that, it is interesting. Shout out to Yashar Ali on Twitter, who says we still don't know what his motivations are.
Oh, bullshit. Oh,
This guy,
bullshit.
This guy, I'm not even kidding. This guy basically implied that despite the fact that this guy's bullets had "Here fascist catch" and Bella Ciao, which is literally a communist anti-fascist song. He wrote these on the bullets that he used in the shooting.
But guys, he made a gay joke, so he's
And he made a gay
basically-
joke. And this guy
Yeah,
said that he
yeah.
might have been a 1940s German type,
Oh.
or he might be, for lack of a better word, because I can't use the actual term, a Guatemalan, a short Mexican white supremacist.
You know, it's one of those things. Listen,
Mm.
you know how we know he's a leftist? Well, even without the engravings, you know how? He shot Charlie Kirk!
Yeah, he shot Charlie Kirk and labeled him a fascist. This is not what right-wing people
No,
do.
it's a conspiracy. You see, he was so far right. It's just freaking the
I saw someone say that it was
Trump
done
was
by
a
a MAGA
MAGA
person to distract. I saw someone say it was done by MAGA to distract from the Epstein files.
I saw that.
someone claim
It's
that.
blue. It's blue. Blue Knot
Uh-huh.
actually believes it's like
Uh,
it's Blue Knot pushing that stuff. It's like the
I mean, Massey has arguably offered like credence to that theory.
yeah. So
with the shit
Thomas Massey, in the middle of a bunch of escalated political violence against Republicans, this dude comes out and tells Trump to calm down.
and speaking of that,
That is,
he said Trump should focus on releasing the files, like in the response. Like he was like, "Yeah, I condemn Kirk, but we got to get back to the Epstein
Jasmine
files." He said
Crockett's
that
back
in the response.
Jasmine Crockett's back in the news.
when isn't she in the news?
She said, and I quote, "Me disagreeing with you, me calling you a wannabe Hitler, all those things are not necessarily saying go out and hurt somebody."
well, the problem is, you have an entire left wing whose entire LARP, because it is a LARP for the record, the LARP of punch a Nazi or shoot a Nazi or anything, or like the whole where like, like the Mussolini thing where they'll put the picture upside down because Mussolini was killed hanging upside down. You cannot do that. You cannot have a left wing whose entire LARP is about killing or punching or just being violent towards Nazis and fascists, and then all the left-wing politicians refer to anyone right of center as a Nazi or fascist. I can't really make the joke because it's YouTube, but like someone like Jasmine Crockett is not able to understand like secondary effects.
Well,
She's just too fucking stupid to figure that out.
Well, and speaking of like certain words you could call people, there's a certain word you could call Jasmine Crockett that if you she would probably not appreciate being called.
Anyways,
I'm not gonna say it.
Okay, anyways, shut up. So for real, but before we end the stream, there was somebody that brought up a good point. So this guy, Andrei Lebowski, studied leftists for 40 years. Was horrified to learn leftists are evil psychopaths. I've not read his work, but I've heard there are studies out there where it's like, now let's be clear. Just a liberal is not a leftist. I should always make that clear. Okay, they're not the same thing. I know people use it interchangeably, but they're not. But leftists are legitimately insane. Has there ever been a leftist cause that's not been batshit crazy in history?
I mean, I feel like all the leftist movements you see, especially in like Europe, they've all been violent, genocidal failures.
Yeah. Look, okay, the first was the French Revolution. That's the first major one. Look how that went. You had the more liberal, moderate ones saying, hey, maybe we should not kill everybody. Maybe we should just, create a constitutional monarchy and keep things in order, but have more rights and stuff. Then you had the leftists that, well, I should say, kind of, the Jacobins kind of were, but the point is, They were saying, "Oh yeah, just behead everybody, kill everybody that we disagree with." The Spanish Civil War, same thing. The leftists literally want to kill everybody.
Well, often if you study the history of a lot of like the left wing movements, like the big divide is often between those who want to establish leftism via democracy and those who want to establish leftism via violence and revolution. That's generally been the divide.
Yeah. And we're seeing the same thing here. We're seeing a lot of leftists, they have become so convinced that half the country's racist, they're going to try to kill everybody else, that they must stop them. So we have to really, Trump's got to crack down on this now, because it's like a third of the country that's like one everybody else dead. So
I should mention the engraving on the casing that was actually fired says "Notices bulges. Oh whoa, what's this?" Which I think is like supposed to be a furry
It's a furry thing.
reference.
Yeah.
He's a very conservative guy, everybody. Don't worry.
Yeah.
He's very conservative.
Yeah. Conservative furries, yeah.
I have like one more comment specifically, like with all the people who are calling for gun control, and I told this to a leftist on Twitter once, where I'm like, okay, you've identified the how of how the violence happened, but you haven't addressed the why of why it happened. Because like we've had guns in the country since literally the founding. You didn't have people like shooting up schools like on a regular basis like we do now. It's clearly a mental health thing, or probably someone suffering from like, I don't know, like demonic influence or something. That's the bigger thing that needs to be addressed, not the guns themselves. Because if they didn't use a gun, they would have used like a knife or something else to kill someone. That's the bigger issue.
Yeah, so it's a mess. It's a fucking mess. I think that's it. I think that's it for the stream. Yeah, a lot's going on. Gun control didn't help a year now. Well, remember, freaking Hakeem Jeffries is saying we gotta get rid of the guns off the street after that. After she got stabbed, they're saying the guns caused this. Everybody, the guns caused the stabbing somehow.
Say, guys, hear me out. That's the thing. Like the last two, like major incidents of like assassinations or violence in this country, of like mainstream violence, was a stabbing and a shooting with a bolt-action hunting rifle that you can access in basically any country in the world, even with strict gun control.
Bro, they're just pushing modified images.
Yeah, no, because like there was, well, at first people were saying it was an AR-15, and I'm like, you know, it might have been better if it was an AR-15.
Yeah, I mean the way the sound. I mean, like it did not sound like one, and the like I doubt it was AR-15 right away. It's like no, there's no way.
And that's the thing. Here's the thing. Like, part of me is like, if it had been an AR-15, that he might have survived.
Yeah, he would have survived.
Because an AR-15 is despite everyone, there's this weird opinion among gun control activists that AR-15s are like large caliber rifles. These things, I'm not even kidding when I say this. 5.56 or 223, it is for all intents and purposes 22 long rifle. It's just faster. Mm-hmm. It is a faster 22 long rifle. Yeah. If this guy was shot with a 223 or a 5.56, very good chance he might have survived. But he got shot in an artery with a 30-06. I mean, no. Yeah. Like, that's the thing. It's like people are like, oh, well, something about gun control and AR-15. Like, I would have rather him have had an AR-15.
He would be alive right now. Maybe not.
And he might have been alive.
And the other thing to keep in mind with, like, this is how you can tell a lot of these people don't know what they're talking about, is I'm still relatively new with guns, but, like, I know that, like, guns like handguns and shotguns are far more unreliable than, say, an AR-15. Like, an AR is, like, not hard to use. Like, it's very, comfortable to use. And most shooters aren't using ARs to, like, kill people. It's usually handguns more often than not.
AR, I mean, remember these retards first said, like, what the AR meant? Remember that?
Automatic rifle, but that it's Armalite.
No, you see, it meant assault rifle, everybody.
They thought it meant either assault rifle or automatic
They're
rifle.
still pushing that today.
There are people to this day that still say that assault rifles are legal in this country. For those who don't know, an assault rifle, by definition, is select or automatic fire. Assault rifles are machine guns and have been banned for 40 years.
No, don't
You can.
Yeah, and
give you an idea. Like, okay, here's the thing. Yes, by technicality, you can buy a machine gun in this country. Small problem. They are bare minimum $10,000 or $12,000, all the way up to 30 or 40 grand. And they're all, and you have to go through fucking dozens of hoops with background checks and everything like that. Excuse me. And then you have to get the guns registered. It is a bitch to get an assault rifle in this country. It is only for the wealthy or people who make guns themselves.
Oh, but don't you know that if we would have got rid of the guns, like get rid of the assault rifles off the streets, now would still be alive.
Brandon Herrera probably has one, and that's probably
He probably does. Who freaking knows? It's like Alex Jones. Not Alex Jones. There's a couple other people. Like, God knows what they have in Texas. I don't want to know.
No, Brandon Herrera? No. He's got a lot of machine guns.
There's shit like you see like in the movies. Like, it makes those look small. It's like, who knows? Cannon for 5. They don't want gun control. They want gun control for those who disagree with. Wake up, conservatives. Be prepared to be ready in Jesus' name. Yep. I mean, like, again, they really were saying, how do you say the Ukrainian's name? Irina, is it?
I think it was. Well, I thought it was Irina, but apparently it's.
Okay. Point is, their response was, if you banned guns, that would have somehow stopped the stabbing.
I think it's Irina or something like that.
Yeah, but like, how would you ban guns to stop a stabbing? How?
Well, and
I mean, if you think about it, knives are just really sharp bullets that you kill people with their hands.
Yeah, you can't.
Well, the other thing to think about with like a lot of the gun violence that's happened is a lot of those firearms were obtained illegally, so it wouldn't have even stopped the problem there.
Don't mention it. Oh no, they were legally bought. Yeah, by some person that got stolen from, or whatever. And a transgender group just called for the death of Elon Musk.
So this is. But guys, remember, with talk about right-wing extremist violence,
and apparently they're calling for the. I'm not gonna show the video here, but apparently they're calling for the deaths of cops too.
Yeah, I mean.
I mean, do you remember ACAB?
ACAB's been.
Oh yeah, that was like 2020 levels of wokeness right there, where every leftist was saying that. Every single one of them.
Puerto Rico for 5. We need to ban the leftists. So, I don't know, we'll rhetoric or something.
I think 40% of liberal women are mentally ill, like by definition.
Yeah. It's like, it's like 40% said, yeah, a doctor told me that I'm mentally unwell. I should be laughing at that, but
a lot of them are just they self-diagnose themselves with whatever is trendy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like there's a bunch of schizophrenic. K-Cup for 5. Bullets are actually very small knives. Guns are just a way to throw knives because we are racist and don't honor the way ninjas threw them way back. That's real.
I will admit, it has been. I mean, obviously, it won't. It should go further, but it has been a little cathartic seeing a lot of people get fired for this. Like,
I'm not going to comment on it. I'm not going to say anything about it, but
I mean, if I'm allowed to say it, I'm going to say it. I mean, these people,
they get what they fucking deserve.
Like, and here's the worst part. They're going to say, oh, well, now the right cares about cancel culture. Here's what I will say about this. Cancel culture is the idea that because you tweeted out something that was bigoted 10 years ago, or you hold a political opinion that some people find offensive, that you should be fired, ostracized, attacked. That is cancel culture. What this is accountability. You are going online as a doctor, as a nurse, as a teacher, as a firefighter, and you are talking about how this person deserves to die for the crime of being conservative and debating people on college campuses. And the idea, and like these people, and the worst part is some of these people, they have direct control over your lives. They teach your children 8 hours a day. They are responsible for like giving you a blood transfusion if you're in the hospital and you're hurt. These people are dispatchers, and it's their job to like have the police at your location. If this is how they are openly speaking with their government legal name, if this is how they're speaking about someone getting shot in a crowd in front of his wife and kids, can you trust them in any capacity to be unbiased if you need their assistance and you're a conservative? There's no fucking way. I mean, even if they try to consciously push past it, their entire brain has been hardwired in favor of just this entire group of people, this 40 to 50% of the country that agrees with Charlie Kirk, they're all bad people and their deaths would be a good thing.
My gosh, the more I see on Twitter, like the left is desperate right now. They know they're screwed with how bad this is. That's why they're trying to push a narrative that this was a right-wing conspiracy. So, like, I don't know how this is gonna go. But I think in the stream here, guys, I pray that we get out of this mess, but I think it's gonna worsen before it gets better.
Oh, it's going to. I think the Trump assassination attempt was the catalyst.
I think Luigi's escalated things even more.
Luigi's shooting escalated things. This is going to escalate things. I feel
there was the Tesla bombings as well too.
Tesla bombing.
Oh, remember the leftist peaceful guys? Was those right-wing conspiracies?
Dozens. Also, by the way, dozens of colleges had bomb threats.
Yeah, everybody's getting blown. Like, at this point, everybody stay safe. Do not commit violence. This is the time they want violence.
Political violence. But here, yes, obviously, political violence is bad if you believe it. I'm just relaying to people that it is probably going to get worse before it gets better.
Yeah, again, stay safe, everybody. Do not commit acts of violence. Don't do anything crazy. What you can do is help push the narrative that we have a serious problem here. Go, like I said, if you're bored one day and you want to suffer through, if you want yourself to suffer, go look up the transcript of these outlets like MSNBC, CNN, NBC. Look up the transcripts of their shows for years now. Them saying Charlie Kirk's a Nazi, Trump's a Nazi, anybody who supports was a Nazi. Anybody can look it up. You can look this up right now and just archive every time they mention it. Because think about it. This is over the course of 10 years. Every day these outlets say, real Texan, you're a Nazi because I said so. And yeah, you're a Nazi, same deal. Everybody here's a Nazi. What? Oh gosh. No! But no, it's seriously, I mean, that's what they said for years. At some point, yeah.
I would just say as well too, like, do not take any of this as a sign like to get demoralized. Do not allow, as Tyrone was saying earlier, do not allow hate to be your guidance in this. Allow righteous anger and justice to be your guidance, in the sense that justice will be brought to everything, and to not let hatred cloud your heart, because that's what a lot of these shooters and people on the left are doing, where they allow their hatred of anyone on the right and anyone who they deem to be a fascist to consume them, and it leads them to commit political violence like this. We need to be of sound mind.
Puerto Rico has been a member, has joined the channel. Thank you so much, good sir. But we got
I like to
news.
think about it like this. One more thing. I'd like to say, despite everything, just know that love trumps hate.
Oh.
All right, go ahead.
My gosh.
So true. So true.
We got breaking news. Discord is now denying that the messages were not on their site. They're claiming it's fake. Ah, yes. I'm sure it's fake, everybody.
There's no way they would come out and deny it entirely. That's probably bullshit.
No, apparently it's being reported by TMZ and stuff.
We check right now.
People are saying that Discord's denying it.
I gotta go.
All right.
Oh, I just found a clip of Kamala Harris saying that yes, Trump is a fascist.
That's a good sign.
That's a great.
So
great
again,
news.
we'll see if that's real. Discord is actually denying it. They're full of shit. Look, everybody.
Well, actually, if you want more recent stuff too, I mean, Harris said, and she literally lied in the debate with Trump, where she's like, Trump refused to condemn white supremacy and so forth, and like even Snopes admitted that this was a lie, stuff like that.
Oh yeah, so yeah, this is actually a good point by Bonchi at Twitter. He said liberals are simultaneously claiming that Charlie Kirk was a fascist neo-Nazi, while also claiming that he must have been murdered by a fascist neo-Nazi. Yeah? That's what they're claiming. They're claiming Charlie Kirk is so bad.
It's a literal double think.
Yeah, it's like, yes, he was killed by his own supporters because he's a Nazi. Yes, I'm sure of it. All right, so I think that's it, everybody. If you guys have enjoyed, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, and of course, join the channel today. We shall see you guys in the next stream, video, wherever you see us at. So it's been a long week. There should be a video later today, but
Been a while since that soundboard audio was used.
I haven't muted, thank God. I don't want to know. All right, so it's been a long week. 6 streams this week. Great. But yeah, thank you all so much. We'll be back next week with streams and stuff. Godspeed to all of you.